What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the page. My name is Donald XL Robertson. I want to thank everybody who hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, join Team XLP. Hit that subscribe button. Listen, it's been an incredible week. I hope you guys had an amazing holiday. Valentine's Day, President's Day, whatever holiday you celebrate yourself, and let's get to it. So y'all know what we doing over here, man. We talk about music related content, production, and things like that. So I wanted to talk to y'all about radio and how important is radio, and do y'all think radio is a factor in today's music industry? What I was thinking about was how many of my songs have been on the radio. See, now you go, well, Know Your Clap remix, Get Your Hustle On, Say Bruh, the radio version for Down For My Ends, I did that version. Man, now I have to go look at my BMI statement or something like that. So salute to every radio station that played my music, to every DJ who played my music and who is still playing my music. I appreciate you guys. It's just been an awesome journey, and I look forward to doing more work. So my relationship with radio, Mac and I, we're flown out to California courtesy of No Limit Records. Master P sends us out to LA so we can put the final touches on the album. So now all of the producers are turning in the tracks, and we're at the studio coming up with the song sequence, you know, the order of the album and things like that. And we're running everything on the SSL console with the engineer doing all of the final mixing and skits and stuff like that. So y'all might even hear me on the album World War III. You know, I'm talking stuff like that on the songs. This ain't hip hop and stuff like that. But at the same time, we don't have the radio record at this point. You know, we still like putting the final touches. So we go to a video shoot. So even with the video, I remember talking to the directors. Shouts out to you, the guys who shot War Party. So I remember talking to the video directors, and we still hadn't decided what song is going to be the single. He comes up to me and say, man, what's the single for the album? So he was shooting his video, and he was saying, well, y'all pick out the single, and then we could shoot the video, at least the first single for the album, and that'll be the video, right? So we decided to do War Party because it had this energy to it, and I was switching up beats. I was probably a little ahead of my time because the record was half and half, and y'all could go listen to it, right? So I had half the beat was 808, and then half the beat, the literal beat, was hip hop, and I was cutting back and forth with this kind of Latin festive music. And so we thought, okay, well, that's a good one. And he had Dig and Magic, Mr. Magic, rest in peace, on the record. So we thought, okay, well, let's just go with that one, and then we'll, you know, figure out what it's gonna be. So this is still my first time at the company, so I'm not familiar with how all this stuff go. So we all finished that project up. I turned the masters in, and that's it. So we're going back home. And home for me at the time, I was living in Baton Rouge. So I go to Baton Rouge, and I'm just kind of doing, you know, getting back, cleaning up, and just kind of getting organized and unpacking and stuff like that at the house. So I'm going to the store, and I turn on the radio, and you know what's weird is, you know, you really forget that you're listening to the radio until you hear the commercials and stuff like that. So I'm riding, and sure enough, here come the song. Bam! The song comes on the radio, and a lot of people might think I've been experienced this, but you know how like you want something, and you know, it kind of like, you know, you forget about it over time, right? You forget about it, and then it just kind of all comes flooding back. So what happened is I'm riding in the car, the song comes on, and I got the radio playing it, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, yo. And in my mind, it's kind of like, oh, you listening to a tape, and then it just kind of flooded me like, yo, this is radio. And then you could hear when you get to the red light, other people who listening to the radio, and you could hear the song in different people's cars, that this is my song, my beat that I created playing on the radio, and everybody could hear it. That's just an awesome feeling. So radio is a big deal. And I think that even though we don't listen to radio as much as a whole, as far as the hip hop culture, I'm not sure. But I know when I'm in my car, I don't really like, well, I'm older now, but in my car, I don't really like to listen to the radio. I kind of play NPR, or if I'm mixing, I might play some of the records I'm working on just to see how they sound. But as far as like just riding with the, you know, different music on, very seldom do I do it like that, right? But back then, it was just everything. And so one of the things is that radio, I believe radio is still a big factor for growth and for a wide reach. Now, radio could be very expensive. A lot of people know that. But at the same time, if you could get your song on a mix show, if you could do anything to encourage your audience and they could discover you on radio, don't forget, radios tend to reach even further than your city. You know, it might be local to your city, but on the outskirts, radio stations might get intercepted, you know, the next city over, or maybe 2 or 3 cities over. They might tune in to your local station and they can hear your music. And I want to shout out this Canadian radio station on Apple Music that's playing my song Peaceful Winds off my new album Simplicity, the Art of Lo-Fi. That busts my head. It's like even in 2025, I'm still having records being played on the radio. What I want to express is like, I think radio should still be a factor when you guys are considering making of your record. Don't just take radio off the table and try to do a whole internet campaign. Even though internet is definitely instant gratification, it's faster, you know, you post it on social media, people gonna see it, but it's not really valid like how it's valid when it hits radio. If somebody call you and say, yo, I heard your song on the radio, yeah, that's just a different vibe. So we can't ever just knock that. That's something that I think we need to look at again, or maybe have dialogue with program directors, or just find out like, okay, what the radio is doing. Can I submit music for a mix show, and then maybe hopefully, you know, build up to getting into rotation? Can I open up for the radio station summer jam? Can I be a part of the giveaway? Can I, you know, some kind of way get in business with my local radio station? Or even college radio. When I was in college, I did some time at KGRM 91.5. Shout out. I did my little 30-minute show and I played hip hop. I remember playing Tupacalypse, one of the first Tupac albums, if not the first Tupac album. I think that was his first Tupac album. I got a promo copy from Interscope, and I remember playing All I Wanted to Be Was a Soldier on the campus radio. So radio, what do you think about it? Let me know in the comments. How do you feel? Do you listen to radio? Do you feel radio is still a factor? I do understand that the pricing is very high. However, with the mix shows, submitting for DJ mixes, maybe doing intros for DJs and things like that, or possibly just going to the radio station, having a meeting, asking them what they want, whatever the case may be, where does going to radio fit in your production? Or if you have a better solution, what is the better solution or the alternative? Because I believe radio is still a huge factor. When you get a song on radio, that's still a very big deal. It's a very cool feeling, because when I realized, when it hit me that this is my song, my beat that I created, playing on the radio and everybody could hear it, that's just an awesome feeling. So have you ever had a song on the radio? How did it feel for you? What's the vibes? Get with me, and until next time, peace.